Welcome to SunnySpeaks. Here again is another review for you, and you. And today, I'm going to talk about A Complete Unknown, directed by James Mangold and starring Timothee Chalamet, Elle Fanning, Edward Norton, and many more. The story follows Bob Dylan, played by Timothee Chalamet, as he goes from being an unknown talent rising in the folk music scene in New York City with his poignant lyrics to a world shaker when he chooses to go electric despite the consequences. This might be my favorite Timothee Chalamet role to date, which is crazy because I am a big Dune Part 2 fan, Dune in general. He is incredible as Bob Dylan. From what I've seen of interviews of the artist, he captures the mannerisms, the idiosyncrasies so well, and he looks like him, especially with the 60s hair. It's incredible dedication to be singing and playing the guitar to this level in a movie, and to make these songs sound so great with his own vocals. This movie made me want to hop back into Bob Dylan's discography, and a big part of that is the execution on Timothee Chalamet's part. I hope Bob Dylan is proud. Also, I like the fact that the movie doesn't shy away from the flaws of the human being, even though he was and is an important figure to many people because of his music and his advocacy and activism. The movie does show the greatness of life and the greatness of that character or of that person, and the fact that just as much as he helped people, sometimes the people in his life he didn't treat the best. This movie is full of side characters that I really enjoyed. Elle Fanning playing Sylvie Russo and Monica Barbaro playing Joan Baez. Both were great love interests for our main character. Sylvie being a grounded and intelligent character who pushes Dylan to be more honest about himself and the world. And that shows in his writing, in his music, like songs like Times Are Changing. Joan being his artistic peer, while still being in awe of his talent, she isn't as moved as the other people around him. Despite their chemistry, they give each other great joy and great pain. And I think both of them do a great job of playing into who Bob Dylan is, the music that he creates, but also showing how much of an enigma he is and how solid he is on his own thought path and his own footing. They both play great love interests to him and are just great characters on their own because they show two different sides of life and two things that I think he is kind of stuck between, either the fame and the fortune and being a artist through and through, which he always will be, but also being a human being and choosing to be, again, more honest with himself and be less of an enigma and more of a relatable human being. And both of them, Elle Fanning and Monica Barbaro, do great jobs playing their characters. Monica Barbaro too, I think, does her own vocals and does her own instrumentation, and the songs that they do together, the duets with Timothee Chalamet and Monica Barbaro's Bob Dylan and Joan Baez playing Blowing in the Wind, were great moments. Edward Norton as Pete Seeger was my favorite side character. I enjoyed the fact that you could tell that he was a good person, but being an artist, that comes with an ego. And there was a want to support, but also to control Bob Dylan. And their push and pull throughout the runtime is something I really enjoyed. He says something in the movie where everybody is putting in their own effort in the folk festival. And Bob, while everyone else is bringing a teaspoon and pouring in what they can, Bob is pulling out a shovel. And with that comes great respect and great love for what he's bringing to the folk festival. But he always understood that at some point, that wouldn't be enough for him, that everything that they are giving him, that he would want more. And I really appreciated the fact that it never was this enemy or this antagonist, but more of a person who he's scared of change himself. And Bob is literally change when it comes to folk music. That's really what encapsulates the reason why Bob Dylan going electric really matters. Because somebody like Pete Seeger, who literally gave him a place to stay when he had nobody, put him on to his first show, at least in the context of the movie. He was somebody who supported him through and through, and yet Bob Dylan choosing to choose a electric guitar over acoustic was something that almost completely pushed them both away from each other and made Pete Seeger look at him differently and almost lose respect in a way. And it's interesting how somebody choosing to expand their artistry when they have reach like that can make people so frustrated. Somebody literally in the movie, when he is performing like a Rolling Stone, and I think this really happened in real life, somebody yelled Judas at him because he's playing electric guitar. And that's what this movie is about. It's about Bob Dylan's start and how he went from being just a nobody to being a person who changed music by just using a different type of the same instrument. It's crazy how powerful music can be, and I really do enjoy that aspect of this film. And the fact that there are seeds throughout that show that he's not going to be the guy that you want him to be if you want him to just be the same person. He's going to grow, he's going to change, he's going to evolve, and you can't put him in a box even if you want to. That inspired me so much. You know, I don't want to be doing YouTube videos forever. I didn't want to just make music forever. And it's cool to see somebody on that level get a biopic about how they changed music by just doing something different. It's really inspiring. And again, I don't think it would work as well as it does, and the impact of that if you didn't see it also through Pete Seeger's eyes. And that's just a testament to Edward Norton's great acting in this role. The cinematography in this movie really added to the story a lot. The film has a very old film vibe to it. The scenery, the way that they capture the 60s in New York, it feels very lived in and very immersive. And certain choices with the camera work, especially in the performance scenes, really worked to enhance those moments and enhance the music a lot further. It really enhanced the plot and the rise of Bob Dylan throughout the runtime. I talked about the music before. I've been talking about it the entire time, but truly the music is the best part of this movie. And you could say that that's not that big of a thing because the music has existed decades before this movie came out, but the execution of the music and the respect that this movie has for the music, I think, is what is super important. I loved every song number. I loved every silent moment where Bob is just trying to create a song, trying to write down lyrics. I really loved the way that people would look at him when he's recording, when he's creating. I loved the weird moments where they're like, what is this dude on right now? What is he trying to do? And the moments where they're just in awe. It felt magical, for lack of a better term. It really did. And it was very respectful to the artist, especially the music that he created and how important that music was to people. And honestly, it became important to me a lot. Overall, this movie was very enjoyable. It was better than I expected, and I had solid expectations. Timothee Chalamet is great as Bob Dylan. The stories were executed well. Well, my only real critique is that the timeline feels a little sped up in certain moments, but the side characters really support our main character a lot and allow him to shine very bright. Edward Norton gives a great performance as Pete Seeger. He is a great side character, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is nominated for something because of this movie, because he plays such a subtle and very kind character, but you can tell that there is something inside of him that is it's very hard for him in this time to be kind of in the past and to see the future going somewhere he didn't expect it to go. My rating for this film would be partly Sunny, bordering on a Sunny certified. I loved this movie a lot. It got me very close to picking up my guitar. Well, I still haven't really done that yet because of me focusing on these videos, but that is just an excuse. And like I said in my short, if you play guitar, watch this movie. I promise you it will motivate you to work harder at that. Even though I haven't done it myself, maybe it will push you to be working as hard as you should be, just like I should be. Because, man, guitar is such a beautiful instrument, and this movie is just an example of how beautiful guitar can be, how beautiful instruments can be, how you can speak through instruments. As an artist myself, it inspired me a lot to keep on working harder and to just try my best no matter what anybody's saying to you, no matter what people see for your future. You have to dictate that yourself. You have to walk your own path. I think Bob Dylan is a big inspiration to artists who want to walk their own way. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about A Complete Unknown. If you have seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, go see the movie and come back and let me know what you think about it, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Perspective is key. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I will be back again. Peace.